Hey guys, how's it going? Matt from Foulball Productions here. Thank you so much for joining me today. Hope that you're doing well, because I'm doing phenomenally. Thank you very much. This is the 107th episode of the MFer podcast, how's it going? And I thank you very much for joining me. I hope that you're having a wonderful Thursday evening. I am, and I am fired up. Fired up. Lots to talk about today. Lots to get into. But look at this. Went off almost without a hitch. Almost without a hitch. Muted myself in the beginning there just a little. Just a little. And then had an overlay of something playing in the background. But I'm here. I'm live. What's going on, folks? What is going on? It's Thursday night. Little bonus stream for y'all. Little bonus ep of the MFer podcast. Hello, Jamalama. That is fantastic advice. Like, share the stream, everyone. I love it. Thank you, Jamalama. Ascension Dildo, hello. Papa Cotton, what's cracking? Hey, folks. Hey, folks. So, here we are. Here we are in the year of our Lord, 2026. March, what's it, the 5th today? March 5th today. And, you know, I got a lot of stuff to talk about. I got some things on my mind. I'm working on a video with the theme of Nick Fuentes derangement syndrome, because I've been running into that online. I have been running into Nick Fuentes derangement syndrome. It has infected all of right-wing influencer MAGA sphere, and I'm doing a video on it. That's all I'm going to say about it for now. We will talk about it. Some of you will remember someone mentioned in it. Used to be a buddy on this channel. Used to be someone I knew. Just somebody that I used to know. Now I'm going to drag you in a video for being a cock. Anyway, but that made me why I bring that up is because MAGA, what are you? What happened to MAGA? What happened to Trump, or the Trump base? These people who supported all the things Trump said. They were rallying about how, the Democrats, look at Biden starting wars. You know, the Palestine-Gaza thing, Gaza-Israel would have never happened under Trump. The Ukraine-Russia thing, that would have been over if Trump was in office. Putin wouldn't even have done it if Trump was in office. And all these things, the tariffs, Doge, the Epstein files, lest we forget the Epstein files that Trump needed to be dragged to, all of a sudden, none of those matter. None of those are actually things we wanted. Apparently, if you're on the MAGA side, apparently we didn't want those things. Apparently, we're fine with whatever he does. Whatever he does, no matter if it goes against what his campaign promises are, or his principles, or yours. I am disgusted with what I see on X. I am disgusted with what I see on X. Now, to be fair, there are a lot of people who have woken up, who've gotten woke. A lot of people have gotten woke, but a lot of people are not buying the bullshit, and I respect them, and I'm proud of them, you know. But there's a lot of people out there that are just, they're neocons now. They're just Republicans, you know, circa 2004, circa 2005. Like that whole terror war 2 decades didn't happen. And then we didn't see what happens when you meddle with these foreign countries and get bogged down in these wars with no plan and no way to affect the outcome that you want. They're talking like they're making fun of the people who are concerned that this Iran war, which is already spiraling out of control, might get away from us. You know, the first prediction was like it'll be done in like a few days, then a few weeks. Now there's clips going around saying it'll be going on until September. Folks, that's what they said about Iraq. That's exactly what they said about Iraq. I know I said all this on Tuesday, but I have to repeat it. It bears repeating because I'm so repulsed. I'm so like, what are you people, man? You guys are just like a shapeless form that just waits to be told what you think, and then you just align into that shape. It's crazy. Like, I understand. The left in this country did go nuts. They went too hard. They flew too close to the sun, and they activated the populace, right? And we all were like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Even a lot of people, like myself, who wasn't particularly all that politically active just a decade ago, you know, you activated a lot of people because things got so weird. And I still see it here in Austin. I still see it. I was at the gym today, and I saw this girl. She had a fuck ice thing on her mug, and I bought a sandwich, and like I said, thank you. And the woman who works there, you know, who I was forced to tip 20% because of the company's policy, didn't even say you're welcome. It felt personal. It felt because I'm a straight white man. That's how it felt. I don't know. But I imagine this is what black people feel when they suspect racism, because that's what it felt like. She just handed it off. I said, thank you, ma'am. And she like looked at me like she didn't know what to say. It was like, bitch, you say you're welcome? Thank you so much for coming in and have a nice day. It ain't that hard. So I get it. I understand why people are having a little bit of trouble with this reality. I get it. But fighting reality is not the solution, okay? So I put out a clip yesterday, a video, which is mostly just a clip from my podcast on Tuesday, where it was basically where I just kind of summed up all the things that I was talking about. And the title and the theme of the video is that MAGA was a sham. I was lied to, and I was duped. I lost a bunch of subscribers for that immediately. Like, it doesn't even have that many views. I don't even think it's had 100 views yet. And I've already lost like 10, 12, 13 subscribers just from one video. That never happens. There's times where, you know, Google shaves off subs for whatever the fuck reason. But this is not one of those times. This was people running. This is people unsubscribing because they didn't want to hear what's objectively true. This isn't like an opinion, right? These aren't like my subjective things, right? I mean, I guess maybe you could say, oh, well, we'll know at the end of the 4 years, but that's not what people are saying. People are not saying wait and see. They're saying the fact that you have a problem with this and that makes you a Democrat, that makes you a lib, that makes you whatever the fuck. It's like, no, it makes me America first. He didn't do any of the things. And I have some more things I wanted to talk about. Fuck it. I'll just show them. I'll just talk about them now. What the hell? What's the difference? But I like the lack of character that these people are displaying, and not just bots, not just Zio shills, not just, you know, the people who are supposed to say this. Like, just like people who are like, they're independent. They're not connected to some apparatus of intelligentsia. There's not like a you know, they're not TPUSA, for instance, or they're not on the $7,000 club. They're just like a YouTuber, like say Bridget Fetisi, who thinks all this shit is like it's funny or it's cute, or the people who don't want this war are like they abandon panicans, but they're like mocking you, and it's like, what the fuck is funny about this, you know? And I'm not trying to be sanctimonious, but 6 Americans died in a war for Israel, and it's just absurd. And people, it's like they don't want to deal with that. They don't want to accept that that's the reality. It's like, you really, I mean, the war is billed as a joint war with Israel. If you ask yourself just one introspective question, who stands more to gain from this war? The country that's a few hundred miles from Iran, or the one that's thousands across the other side of an ocean against an enemy that doesn't have any kind of real Air Force or ICBMs? Who do you think really is the benefactor of this war? If you're even like moderately honest with yourself for 5 seconds, it's like, they're not even hiding it. At least with Iraq and Afghanistan, it was all about, you know, the freedom of these people and democracy. And it was a more naive time, you know. Probably should have known better. And there were lots of people who were protesting that war, and they were right in retrospect. But at least, you know, they tried with the propaganda. They didn't even try. They're just like, yeah, that's what this is. This is a regime change war for Israel. And it's just like, I don't, I like the fact that people are still like trying to gaslight themselves. They're literally gaslighting themselves away from the truth. And I was saying this, I was talking to my mom earlier today because she's trying to hold back her glee, because she's a good woman, but she also, hates Trump, so is kind of happy to see me turning on him. But I'm like, Mom, listen, the difference is I want him to be the Nazi that you think he is, and he's not. I haven't gotten more liberal. But I was saying, it's just like, well, you know what? In the conditions that we got Doge and the government was gutted, we audited the Pentagon, we audited Fort Knox. Remember all that a year ago? All poof, gone. None of that's happened. None of that happened. And he did some pretty good work. He exposed some pretty crazy stuff. And the second they started that, they're like, shut it down right away. I mean, USAID, how crazy was all that? How crazy was the mine shaft where they keep all of the records for every government employee? And the bottleneck was how fast the mine shaft could go up and down to get the files processed. That was real. Unless Elon was just making that up, which, he kind of does sometimes. He makes up his video game prowess. So who knows? But man, that if we had that, if the Epstein files were just fully transparent and we could, expose the global cabal, the tariffs were up and running, mass deportations were like underway, we'd already have like 1 million outside. We're going to double it this year and triple it the next. Like, okay, I wouldn't like the war with Iran. I would still think it was a terrible move, but at least I could convince myself, well, I got something out of this war, or I got something out of this administration. That's what I mean. Like, at least my needs were satisfied. At least most of the things I voted for got checked off. But none of them did. None of them did. We don't have a border wall. So when people say that, it's important to mention, it's not that it's just like, oh, you're being nitpicky or impatient. It's like, no, the thing is, the most secure border in history, it is, but it's just administration. So if a different administrator comes in, they can just change the policy and then the border's open again. So it's nothing permanent. So, we could just get, 4 years where the illegal immigration is slowed. Great. I mean, 11 million got in 4 years, and there's an estimated anywhere from 20 to 50 million illegals here now. What are we doing about that? Right? But, there is no self-reflection. There's none. There's just Trump said it, so I like it. That's fucking crazy. You know what that is? That's TDS. That's Trump derangement syndrome, but flipped around. I tweeted that yesterday. TDS goes both ways. It does. It's literally the opposite of anything Trump does is bad. Now it's just anything Trump does is good. It's like, you guys are the same. You guys are just, what, a few less trannies? Okay, great. I that was not the golden age I was promised. I think a lot of these people, when they were saying oh, Trump's just a 90s Democrat, all these people are going crazy. I kind of think oh yeah, that's true in a bad way. Where a lot of these people, a lot of these new Trump supporters, a lot of these kind of new right-wing people, really what they just want to go back to a time when they identified with the Democratic Party so they could go back to voting with them. They really just want to be a 90s liberal again. Because it's socially acceptable and it's the nice way to think and do things, even if it leads to the destruction of the country. I really think that's what they want. I really think they just want to go back to when the Democrats were cool and they hadn't lost their mind. But they're not but they're not serious. They're not seriously right-wing. They don't really consider the ramifications of the things that they want and realize that, oh no, this is inevitable. This is part of the plan. It will always reach this way no matter what. If you want a Democrat light, just vote Republican because that's all it is, with a little more racism thrown in there. Just a little sprinkle, but nothing serious. And I really think that's the majority of so many of these people, these Gen Xers, these hardcore Gen Xers who are standing up for it. No, you guys just want to be Democrats again. You want Clinton back. You want the 90s back. It's pathetic. You just give up. You just, like, all the things you said you wanted aren't here, and you're just like, that's okay. TDS goes both ways. That should be a meme. Well, hello, everybody. Zax, what's going on, buddy? How you doing? Zax, yes, that's how elections work, though. You may not want temporary presidents to make permanent decisions. Yeah, but things like the border, though, right? We've already seen that this is the type of thing that shouldn't be left up to someone's whim. There should be a permanent border wall now, right? Because it's a lot harder for government to undo its things than it is to do them. So if there's something permanent there, then we can say for sure the Trump legacy of crushing illegal immigration is there. But right now we just don't have that, because it's like, if President AOC comes in, okay, borders wide open again. Stand down, National Guard. Stand down, whatever military force is there, and let all the Browns in. And it's over. So do something fucking serious. Deporting 10 million people would be serious. That would be permanent. Or at least, significant. A border wall would be permanent. We can't just hope that, we just got to keep voting Republican, though. Just keep voting Republican. Because otherwise, the Democrats, they're going to be way worse. They're going to be so much worse. I don't know, worse than shutting the country down? That was Trump, by the way. Trump was in office for the majority of 2020. Yeah, Biden didn't release it, but Trump started it. Remember that. Don't forget that shit. Listless. Hello, Listless. I do want the 90s back, and it's not pathetic, not the politics part. Well, I'm not saying the nostalgia for the 90s. I want the cinema of the 90s back. I want the integrity and the writing of games back from the 90s. That's not what I mean. I mean, it's a childish lack of embracing reality that people are dealing with this kind of nostalgic, I just want to, because I said they just want to be a 90s Democrat again. It's pathetic. They're not on the right. They just want to have a socially acceptable opinion again. That's really what it comes down to. So much of this is vanity. They just want to say the nice popular thing, no matter the intellectual foundation being completely, nothing. They just want to go back to being, John Cusack and fucking David Duchovny and Friends, and, just a little bit of racial integration, just a little bit of gay sprinkled in. That's what they want, that perfect idyllic society that we had in the 90s. They don't have the courage, the moral conviction it takes to be like, that's social vanity is irrelevant. If you care about the soul and the future of the country, social vanity is very low down on the list of priorities. You can elect Trudeau now. I think we might get American Trudeau. We might get Gavin Newsom. He's a little bit less gay. Yeah, I would actually, you know what? If we got Newsom, I would rub that in your face, Zach. I'd be like, hey, our gay progressive douchebag's not as gay as your progressive douchebag. You guys had the gayest progressive douchebag ever. You hate my hexagons? Hello, Jana Banana. I'm sorry. I like my hexagons. They were a gift from my sister. Okay? It's family. I like them. I like them. Low Spec. What's going on, buddy? How you doing? Is Boosh here? Juicy fruit. Everyone's piling in. I love it. I love it. Okay. Papa. Hello, Papa Cotton. Me and Papa Cotton have been just firing off on Twitter recently. Follow us on Twitter. Follow me. Follow Papa. We're firing off on Twitter, man. We're not messing around. We're taking on all comers. All comers. Bring it. Trump has pulled a 180 on everything he ran of it as today. Show me something he hasn't flipped on. I think he checked the whole list. You know what? That's a pretty bold claim to launch Papa Cotton. Let's just go to the evidence sheet and see what we got. Let's see what we can find here. Does anything that he just said, is that backed up by fact? I don't know. You guys want to see something fun? Ooh, now I got a window thing. I got a thing. Here we go. Okay, so this is from Donald Trump. Okay, this is the Save America Act. Right? This is a big bill. The whole idea is the voter ID thing, right? Which is, look, important. Can you guys see that? No, okay, good. This is huge. Voter ID is the type of thing that really, it's crazy that we have to debate it. It's insane that the discussion has to happen. But I'm like, okay, you know what? Like, this is part of the 20% of the things Trump's doing that I actually like. Okay, so all voters must show voter ID. All voters must show proof of citizenship in order to vote. No mail-in ballots. No men and women's sports. It's like a weird thing to tag on the end of this bill. It's like completely like irrelevant. Like on this, like I'm for that, but like why are these on the same bill? Hello, sentient dildo. Sucking dick is less gay than firing off on Twitter. Not when I do it, bro. Pause. I meant the Twitter, not the sucking dick part. I mean, it's a little gay, sure. I guess so. I like arguing on Twitter, though. I like being a rabble rouser. I can't do it too much, but I do like doing it. I think it's fun. And look, I've been saying this for years. I've been saying this since before Elon bought Twitter. Social media, that's the front line of the conversation. That is the front of the conversation. That's where it all begins. So all this shit that's being talked about there, you're going to see enacted a few months later. Okay? So I just don't underestimate the value of that conversation. That's my opinion, if you care about any of this. Now, I'd like to point out something very important. Number 5. Now, this one I thought was a slam dunk. This is one of those things that was a slam dunk by not just MAGA. This was pretty much a universal perspective, unless you're like one of the crazy, like Portland communists, a real extreme LGBT activist. Maybe if you were a resident of the Weimar Republic, but other than that, pretty much everyone agreed the transgender mutilation surgery for children, and also for children, right? Like that's 99%. That's everybody. But look at this. This is the updated tweet that Trump posted. Look at number 5. Look what happened to number 5 this time around. No transgender mutilation surgery for children without express written approval of the parents. Ooh, tough talk, Trump. That's tough talk, buddy. That is, woof. You are a badass. You're a bad motherfucker, Trump. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. No transgender mutilation without the... Hey, we are not going to put up with this. I mean, unless, of course, the parents say it's fine, then we will. Wow. Wow. That looks terrible. That looks awful. But you know what? Maybe that's just one example. Maybe that's just one. Maybe that's just like one example, kind of taken out of context. It's not really, enough to justify this saying that the Trump administration has gone back on every promise. I don't think that that's enough. Let's see if we can't find something else. Oh, this is all wrong. Fuck. I thought I did this right. All right, that looks good. Enough. Okay, kind of. There we go. All right. I get it, Jamalama. I understand. Yes, listless. Express written approval of the parents doesn't absolve the parents of abusing their kid. Yes, that's true. Yeah, this was one of those things that was a complete slam dunk for pretty much everybody. Everybody reasonable. This was a pretty easy one to get right, and Trump got it wrong. Now, he did take it down and put the original one back up, but, it's crazy. So this was another thing. This was today, 2:15 p.m. Eastern. This is from Trump. So let's recap, right? Okay, we're going to allow trans surgeries as long as the parents consent. We're doing war with Iran, no Doge, no Epstein files. But you know what he's been really hawkish on? Immigration. The immigration rhetoric has just been firing, right? All over the place, you know? That's the one place you can't get Trump. He is going to do mass deportations. He got all that funding for ICE. He's fighting the Democrats. Let's hear what he's got to say on the subject.
Many countries opened up their prisons and dropped them into the United States. Those are the people who are getting out. And we have a lot of heart. I said, you got to lighten up on this. We have a lot of heart for people. They came in illegally, but they're good people, and they're working now on farms, and they're working in luncheonettes and hotels and all. And we're looking to get the criminals out right now, the criminals. And I think it's very important. I mean, every once in a while you see a story, we take somebody. He should be out because they came in illegally. So in theory, they should be. But we're focused on the murderers, the drug dealers, the mentally insane. We have a lot of mentally insane killers. I mean, you can't even talk to them. It'd be nice if you could have a little reason, but you can't even reason. These are seriously ill people. You have a couple of countries where they were loaded up. Their mental institutions and insane asylums were loaded to the gills. They couldn't. They're empty now, but they're filling up because we're bringing them. Those are the people who are getting out, and we have a lot of heart. I said, you got to lighten up on this.
We got to lighten up on that, folks. The immigration hawk, Donald Trump, with the mass deportation rhetoric. We're going to build a wall and Mexico's going to pay for it. That guy, we got to chill. We got to chill on these illegal immigrations. A lot of them are hardworking. Folks. Don't worry about demographic collapse. That's not even real. They can't even vote. But their kids can. Their kids will be able to vote, and they reproduce a lot faster than the native population. You ready to be a minority in your own country, folks? Because here it comes. It's on the way. It's on the way. So, all right. So that was immigration he got wrong. Trans, which is a crazy one to get wrong. These are all today. But you know the one thing they say about Trump, right? The one big thing that he's all about, right? Line go up. That's a Trump thing. Big line, go up. Right? The economy is the best economy in history. Line go up. That's how you know Trump's doing a good job. That's how you know. Well, how's that going? Why is it like this? That's so weird. I thought I had this all figured out. Line no go up. Line no go up. Stock market news. Dow drops 1.6%. Oil pushes above 80. So even the one thing that you could always say about Trump, best economy in history, I mean, you could say that about every president, but line go up. Well, line no go up. Line no go up. Line go down. Line go down. So, golden age, folks. Golden age. And there's still people out there coping. There's still people out there coping and pretending like, no, our concerns are unfounded. We're all closeted Democrats. We're all closeted Democrats. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about the whole Democrat proposition, because that's been going around quite a bit on X. It's part of the conversation, and what they think they got. They think they got Fuentes dead to rights on this suggestion, and his suggestion is that we vote Democrat in the midterms to stick it to the GOP and break their back, so that they learn the lesson that if they want our vote, they need to deliver on the things that they want. And everyone's using this as evidence that though he's a closeted Democrat the whole time, he was actually a Democrat the entire time. He's been running opposition. He's a Fed plant. He's controlled opposition. Democrats will be worse. Democrats will be worse. So what are we supposed to do then? Exactly. I would like to know. We just keep trusting the plan. We just vote for the people who thought mass deportations, the key issue that Trump got elected on, too unpopular. But this war in Iran, we can definitely do that despite the vast majority of Americans not wanting it. That the popularity suddenly had no bearing. So, still getting trans surgeries, no Doge, no Epstein files, war with Iran, no golden age, no mass deportations. And you want us to vote for you again? Fuck you. Fuck you. Are you crazy? Why? That'd be like your girlfriend, like, cheating on you, getting absolutely run through, and you're like, well, this time she probably won't do it, though. She's cheated on me like 40 times, but I'm pretty sure that she's really learned her lesson. No. Now, I'm not endorsing going out to vote for a Democrat, but what's the alternative exactly? What is the alternative? It's vote Democrat, vote Republican, vote Independent, or don't vote. I mean, these are your options. And if a massive block of Republican voters either don't show up or vote for the opposition, I think that sends a pretty strong fucking message, don't you? Don't you? And look, the Republicans are going to lose the House anyway, with or without, like, the male vote, which is really what this is who they're courting. They're courting the white male vote, trying to get us to vote, for them again, despite the fact that they just literally are not delivering on anything we requested, any of the things that got them into office. So they're courting us, and they're demanding that we go with them again. What? Yeah, I like, that's the only weapon you really have. We have free speech. We have more free speech now than we've had in this country in a really long time. You can go on Twitter and say pretty much anything you want. You can tag your representatives. You can say whatever you want. We have this unprecedented free speech, and what exactly what effect did that have? More people are disillusioned with this administration than ever. Nothing changed. Nothing changed. The only thing that matters is power. So if they don't have power, well, then they'll learn their lesson, right? I mean, they obviously don't give a shit what we think. We didn't want the war with Iran, and they did it. No new wars. It was like a fucking, might as well have been a campaign slogan. And here we are, caught up in potentially another endless war that who knows how long it's going to go for. So you can't vote your way out of this. You're right, Zax. I understand that. I understand that sentiment, and there's something legitimately true in that. But the difference is usual, right? So this is what happens in politics sort of in general, right? If you sort of look at the past, like 40 years in politics, we have a Republican now, we had a Democrat. Republican, Democrat, Democrat, Republican, Republican, Democrat, Democrat, Republican, 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 Democrat, Carter. You know what I mean? It goes back and forth like this. You got, Kennedy, LBJ, Nixon, right? Democratic, Democrat, Republican. So it's like it always goes back and forth. The difference is if you're taking a bunch of Republican voters who want a conservative government, who want a right-wing government, and they vote Democrat to say fuck you, is different than the sort of mass political value shifting. Right, because in the early 2000s, you have the Bush administration, the Bush years, the terror wars, all that. Country was pretty conservative. Country was pretty right wing. I remember the second, like they were both like, they weren't slam dunks, but I think the first one was. I think 2000 was pretty, but that might have been the Hanging Chad's year. I don't really remember. That was a while ago. But the country was pretty conservative. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, you had like the centrists and the liberals and stuff, but there was still a pretty big, conservative base. Well, then the terror wars got out of hand. You had Bush. The country moved more liberal. Now you had the Tea Partiers and the conservative, but you know, as a country, the country got more liberal. We switched because we became more anti-war. We were kind of out of the illusions or the sort of this American exceptionalism that came from the 90s, the end of history, the peak of our empire, the top. Well, we realized, oh, that was a bit of a farce. It was a bit of a myth, and we are vulnerable, and we can lose wars. Vietnam was not a fluke. It turns out if you just try to crush a people in their own country and you don't have the stomach to be an absolute barbarian and roll them over until it's over, yeah, you could lose, and we did. The difference with a protest vote is we haven't changed politically. We're using it as a weapon, as a cudgel to correct these people. It is more of politics, like political action. It's not that his sentiments have changed. No one's political values. In a year, we all changed. No. If anything, a lot of people have gotten more right-wing, including myself. So we're using it as a weapon. I don't know if I'm going to vote Democrat. I haven't really thought about it. I live in Texas. What difference does it make? But I don't think any of these people deserve our support. I don't think Trump deserves our support. Like, what would you say in the chat, Papa Cotton? Biggest rug pull in history? 100%. This is the biggest political rug pull in history. Just kind of ironic because the administration's round 2 was kicked off with literally a crypto rug pull. Very thematically consistent. But it's true. It's all been a lie. It's all been a farce. It's all been a sham. So what do we do? Like, how do we, what do we just take it up the ass again? We just like, well, I mean, it's better than the Democrat. Is it? Is it better to just let them believe that they can do whatever they want, that we'll just vote for them every time without any results? Is that better? I think it's better to break their fucking back and hope that in 2028 something better appears. Someone who says what Trump says but will do it. And we'll have an administration that's focused on actually accomplishing these goals and not going to war for Israel. And look, the good news is by 2028, Israel will probably be out of our hair because they won't really need us anymore. They'll have regional hegemony. There won't be any significant rivals. So they probably will leave us alone and then probably start truly undermining us so they can become the world power. That's likely. Well, we'll deal with that as we come to it. But yeah, I don't. Everyone's freaking out. It's like, so you just want to continue to support the party that betrays you and lies to you and doesn't give you the things that you asked for simply because you hate Democrats. Everyone hates Democrats. Everyone hates Democrats. I get it. They're hateable. But you guys aren't any better. You're not any better. The border, the illegal immigration across the border. Okay, you got that. You did some minor things like the vehicle carbon tax. You got rid of some of the more ridiculous green initiatives. Great. The big shit is it's not gonna change. It's gonna be the same. So I don't know. You know, the thing is, I might even be wrong. Honestly. You know, because like I feel like I know what I'm talking about, but sometimes you just see some things and I'm like, oh, I guess maybe I don't. Maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. There was a poll going around today. Why does this do this? I have to figure out how this works. There was a poll going around today that look at this. Watch this.
Love Donald Trump more than any president's own party supporters loved him at this particular point. Just take a look here. Okay, own party supporters, 21st century presidents, own party approval about at this point in the second term. Bush was at 77%. Obama was at 77%. Look at this. 86% of Republicans approve of the job that Donald Trump is doing at this point. That is higher than either Obama or Bush had within their own party at this point. Trump's magic touch has not seemed to wear off yet when it comes to the Republican base.
And what kind of approval are we talking about here?
Okay, so we're talking about overall approval here. How about the strongly approved, not just like, But love, okay, we're going to look at these same presidents again. Strong approval among your own party's base. What you see here is Trump is the only one who gets a majority at this point.
You see these first numbers? Like, if I'm going to lie, you know what I mean? I'm not going to, if I tweeted this out, you know, you guys are missing gems. You're missing gold on X, okay, folks? But if even a high school student knows to not give yourself an A+ when you cheat. You know, you got to give yourself a solid B+. I've not seen so much discontent with Trump from the right wing ever as there is now. And they're like, hey, it's the top. Republicans love him. Do they? That's not what I see. I see shills and I see idiots. This is CNN listless, yes. This is CNN posting these numbers, which, you know, you really see the deep state get their ducks in a row when they want a war. All of a sudden, everyone's on the same page about this one. Yeah, there was I guess there was like a war powers vote in the Senate, basically trying to legitimize Trump's war in Iran. And all the Republicans, every single Republican except for Rand Paul voted for it. There wasn't one detractor. I mean, there wasn't a single senator from a single state where their base didn't want this war. They all want it, really. That's the base. That's everybody, really. I don't really think I believe that. Oops. Wrong one. Sorry, folks. Still figuring out this platform, but I'm doing okay, huh? These things are a lot better. I'm doing better than I did on Tuesday. This is an incredible improvement from Tuesday. So, yes, Tuesday was a solid F, but this is at least a C. That's big. That's gigantic. That's exponentially better than last Tuesday and this past Tuesday. I mean, it's only been 2 days. Look at me. Juggling plates here. Spinning plates, juggling. I can't juggle. Look, maybe that poll's legit, but I've never seen more discontent on the right in my life. And they're like, it's everybody. Everybody's into it. OBS, Sax. I'm using OBS. It's not as user friendly as like StreamYard, but it's actually okay. Kind of like it. All right, so we're gonna move on. We're gonna change topics. It's still about politics, but did you guys see this? I'm not gonna play the whole thing because the whole thing is actually vicious. I watched it yesterday and it genuinely made me sick to my stomach. So I will not put you through this, but this was going around a lot on Twitter yesterday and today. And this happened yesterday. There was a Marine who, where was he? He was somewhere. It was at the House. I think he was at the House of Representatives or the Senate. He was at Capitol Hill. I think he was either the House or the Senate, but he was there protesting. Now, listen. Was he being a bit of a lib in the way he protested? Yeah, kind of. You know? But the what are the optics? The visual of this, the look of it is not good. But like I said, I will not low spec. I actually probably got this from you. I probably got that suggestion from you because I was just so sick of these shitty fucking streaming platforms. It costs a fortune and they suck. So OBS, okay, I'm going to get a chat overlay. I'm going to get the ability to put your chats on the screen so I can highlight and talk about your particular chat. I will get that feature. Bear with me, folks. Listen, the microphone works. Okay, so that's huge. The microphone's been all over the place for this entire year. And that's because I bought a new computer and I didn't upgrade the drivers on the microphone. There's so many things to this. You guys don't know. You don't understand what goes into this. You don't understand how much fucking tech, okay? And little ticky-tacky stuff. It's not easy. It's not as easy just firing up the computer and just letting the genius flow. Okay? There's actually a lot to it. You don't know. You don't see all the behind the scenes. And then all you do is come here and mock me. Tell me I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm just fucking around. Yes, I saw that, low spec. I saw the stream. Mike is good today. See, listen, I told you. Thank you very much. Okay, so we're not going to play this whole thing, but this was at Capitol Hill yesterday. This is a former Marine. I'll just show you this and we'll talk about it a little bit.
Israel is the reason for this war. America does not want to fight this war for Israel.
Let's go. Come on, let's go.
America does not want to send its sons and daughters to war for Israel. Your inability to name that shows your ineptness as leaders.
I quit YouTube. I'm done. I'm going to go be a finance bro. I'm not cut out for this life. Oh, my God. Thanks, chat. Oh, my word. Oh, my God. That's so funny. I was just like bragging about how good the mic sounds. It doesn't sound good if it's muted. You fucking retard. You fucking retard. Master of excellence. That's me. That's me. I deliver quality. Quality, okay? Definitely over quantity because I don't deliver a lot. But when I do deliver, guys, it's mwah, chef's kiss. It's perfect. Anyway, this whole video is absolutely brutal. I was saying that the guy ends up, you know, he is a bit belligerent. He is a bit belligerent. And he gets dragged out at one point. And like I was saying, he got his arm stuck in this cabinet. And they kept pulling him, and his elbow snapped. You could see it move behind his uniform. It was vicious. It was so upsetting. Like I really wish I didn't see it. Like, I normally don't like that type of stuff, but it doesn't make me upset. That made me upset. It was really tough. And a senator, a former Navy SEAL senator, jumped in to like help. And so listen, whatever you think of this guy's actions, you know the optics. Not even looking. Oops. The optics of it are... Oh, God, I just saw it again. Fuck. So vicious. Let me see if I can't... Here we go. This is before it gets stuck. So I'll just show you the still. I won't show you the whole thing. But this is him, and right over here is the senator. You can't see that. But over to the right of that police officer is one of the senators, and then here is where he gets his arms stuck. Like where that Instagram logo is. Yeah, Papa, that was absolutely vicious. And so it came out, right, and this has been a story everyone's been talking about, and it came out that the guy is a bit of a lib. Let's be honest. The guy's a bit of a lib. He is. You know, he's a Green Party candidate for Senate in North Carolina. I don't know if it's been confirmed, but it's been speculated that he has a Muslim wife who wears a hijab. He claims that his family is Palestinian, and he, you know, he says a lot of like Libby talking points. He talks about white male privilege and gay shit. So obviously he's not aligned with my values and my politics, right? But the optics of this guy going to the people's house, going to Capitol Hill, saying what a lot of people are saying, like me, like a lot of people here in the chat, a lot of y'all, just a lot of people on the internet, which is that we don't want to fight a war for Israel. This isn't even like like a radical point of view or only in like right-wing spheres. Thomas Massey is saying this. You know, Tucker Carlson is saying this type of thing. You know, this is a pretty bog standard point of view on this war. And the second he said that shit, man, they were on him. Now, maybe if he said anything, they would have been on him. But the optics look like that a uniformed Marine who was saying we don't want to fight a war for Israel was dragged out of the people's house because of that, because he said that. Right? And there's the memes already fired up right away. You know, the paintings of him, it looks like he's at war, you know, fighting with the Capitol Hill police. It's a terrible look. It's a terrible look. And, you know, regardless of the guy's politics, regardless of the fact that he's a drippy lib, he's right. We don't want to fight a war for Israel. And that's what this is. And when a guy goes to Capitol Hill and says that in uniform, which is basically what that represents, are all the men and women who already died. We've lost 6 as of last time I checked. And we are going to most likely lose more. I mean, I pray we don't, but we most likely will. And it's like, for what? You know, why? For whose benefit? I know I've covered this already, but it really, it's the reality. Like that, like those are the people that are going to die. Yeah, I mean, that guy's older. You know, he served in like 2000 or whatever, but that it's still the reality of what war is, of what's at stake here. So I saw that going around. Like I said, don't watch the whole video if you have not even a weak stomach. If you just, you know, if you just want to have a pleasant night, I don't recommend it. I can't get the image out of my head. It was absolutely vicious. But Sencha Dildo says his hand snapping is his own fault. Shouldn't have been so anti-Semitic. That's a good point. He didn't think that through, you know. But I you know, it might not. The truth of the story might not be this, but the optics say it all. A soldier standing up, you know, soldier as a broad term. I know Marines aren't soldiers. Stepping up and saying, I don't want to fight a war for Israel, and then being dragged out of the Capitol Hill and getting his arms snapped and broken, that I understood as it maybe required surgery, is the image, is a very powerful political image. Whether that's going to carry weight, who fucking knows? But to me, it kind of says it all. At least the optics of it do. So that's the news today. That's what I needed to talk about. I needed to get another just shellacking of MAGA off of my chest because I'm so repulsed by these people. You know, and the thing is, like, I'm not antagonistic to MAGA supporters. I'm not antagonistic to the people who are still trusting the plan. I'm encouraging you to see it a different way, to recognize you've been lied to. But I'm not out there being like these fucking idiot MAGA people. I'm not. The video I put out was about me. I said I was duped. You know, okay, I said the golden age was a lie, but that's still my perspective. I'm not saying, and you're a fucking idiot for still believing it or trusting it. I'm trying to encourage you to understand that we've been lied to and that this isn't going to get better. I mean, Trump's already walking back like the immigration rhetoric. I mean, he already walked back the immigration enforcement, but he's walking back even the rhetoric. He's just saying a lot of hard people working. It's just like, that's not what we voted for. We didn't vote for no new wars unless Israel's in trouble, and we didn't vote for, you know, mass deportations unless they work hard. That wasn't the plan. That wasn't the reason we want them out. We want our country back. You know, we want our destiny. We want our birthright. We want our country to be ours. And it's so ironic as I'm saying this, like all of my neighbors over the past 18 months, 2 years are all foreigners from South America, Central and South America, who don't speak English. All of them. I'm like the only white guy in my apartment complex now. It didn't used to be like that when I moved here. It wasn't like this in 2021, 2022, 2023. It really wasn't. But now it's literally everybody. And look, they're nice people. They have cultural differences I don't like. They're a little dirty. You know, that there's just trash around when there wasn't before. You know, none of them speak fucking English. It drives me crazy. But they're not the worst people. But it's a traumatic demographic shift, even just for me, that I can see here in Austin. And so this is the future. This is like a little hors d'oeuvre for the future, a little amuse-bouche for what it's going to be. And we didn't vote for compromises here, man. And not only that, we didn't vote for, like, getting 10% of what we asked for. We voted for the whole fucking thing, and we're not getting any of it. Midterms are coming up. You know, your L streak is just running long. So, I don't know. Let's see what you guys are saying. Yeah, thanks, Central Delta. You're right. I forgot about that. I have no birthright to stolen land. You're right. I'm sorry. What was I even thinking? It's my bad. That was my bad to think in that way. Listless. It feels weird. I lived in a neighborhood like that in Toronto. Everyone was Chinese but me, though. It's like, you know, when they're historically black or Hispanic neighborhoods, that's one thing. Because this isn't the United States of America, and we do have an ethnically diverse population, right? We do. You know, it should not have gotten out of hand in the way that it has. But in the 20th century, I mean, there's been shifts. Okay, these are the realities. But when a neighborhood wasn't like that, and all of a sudden the entire neighborhood has changed ethnically, and you're telling me that, oh, well, these people work hard, it's like, I don't give a fuck. I don't want to look at my fucking neighbors like they're foreigners, like they're aliens, like they're strangers. I want to be like, hey, neighbor, I want to be nice to my neighbors. I want to be able to, you know, and I am. But we can't communicate. Because they don't speak English, and there's no pressure to speak English. The fucking music, man. I swear to God, I just want to go one day without hearing loud mariachi music. Just one. Just one fucking day. Please, Lord. It's always something. Go back to Italy. I'm not even like that Italian. My mom is Sicilian. And she's not even full. She's like half Sicilian. I'm like a quarter Sicilian. I'm not even that. I don't have a dominant ethnicity. My dad's Irish, but he's not even that Irish. I thought we were way more Irish than we are. We're not. We're like a lot of Hungarian from my grandfather. It's a whole soup of white people. We're not. I'm not anything. I don't have a distinct. There is no country to go to. This is my country. This is it. This is home. I don't have a second one. And I'm not wealthy. I'm not going to live in some gated, super elite community where I don't have to deal with these realities. This is my life. And I want my fucking country back. And I thought that's what I was getting with Trump. And we're not, guys. We're not. Look, I will grieve with you, but you have to accept this is the reality. No more bullshit. This is the truth. This is the truth. Hey, Todd Baker. I don't know you, but welcome. Watch your last episode. Sounds like you got a lot of heat from it. I agreed with all of it. Thank you, Todd. Thank you. I did get a lot of heat from it, dude. I got a lot of heat. I lost like a bunch of subs. And well, the way this channel grows, so that in quotes, is very incrementally. So when 10 subs go away, that's actually significant for a channel of my size. Okay, I wasn't like mourning their loss. Fucking good riddance. You can't hear a fucking an opposing opinion. Fucking kick rocks. You want to just hear your own opinions yelled back at you, and fucking you can follow Steven, Louder with Crowder if you want. I'm sure the Blaze TV would love your subscription. But just go, just to leave because you don't like what I'm saying. It's like, I didn't lie. It's not even my opinion. This is the standard by which he was elected. These are the values with which we elected him on, and he's not delivering. You can lie to yourself. I won't do it. I won't do it. I'm kind of an idiot for still trusting the plan, though. Yeah, I mean, I guess so. That's what Senshin Dildo's been saying this entire time. He's been mocking me about this probably since before it even happened. He's mocking me now. What were you saying? And that gun shoots blanks or whatever? I understand, but what are you supposed to do? Violent revolution? No thanks. I'm 40, okay? I don't want a violent revolution. I don't want to go to jail. I don't want to get arrested by the FBI for even thinking about it, I don't want to. I want my country back. I do. I don't know. Oh, yeah, I haven't seen Tom Homan lately. Oh, speaking of which, yeah, Kristi Noem got fired today. But she didn't even get fired. Like, technically, she's not head of DHS anymore, but she's got like a new position. I looked into this and I swear I don't understand it. I was like, what? What is that? What does that mean? So, see if you can make sense of this. Oh boy, why is it when I make it full screen, it gets so much bigger? Low spec, you're going to have to help me with this. I don't understand. Okay, anyway. So Kristi Noem, Trump fired her as a Homeland Security Secretary, not DHS, and replaced her with Markwayne Mullin of Oklahoma. Folks, here's a little poll for you guys. Here's a little question. Guys, that's his name, Markwayne Mullin of Oklahoma. What do you think he feels about Israel? Do. Yeah, he fully supports, obviously. 100% supports. Not that Kristi Noem didn't. She's a fucking idiot. But that's how you got to get ahead in this administration. So she gets fired. Markwayne Mullin of Oklahoma comes in. I hope he does a better job. Kristi Noem is a bit of an idiot. But she gets a new position. Trump invented it. It's called the Special Envoy for the Shield of Americas. What the fuck is that? That sounds like something out of Marvel. The Special Envoy for the Shield of Americas. He just invented like a whole new position for her. So she didn't get fired. She just got kind of like shifted over here. And it's supposed to do, I looked into it, it didn't make it. I was like, what? It has something to do with like sovereignty over Latin America or something. I really don't understand. But that's his name, listless. It's Markwayne. Markwayne is one word, like Betty Sue or Lillianne, but it's Markwayne. Markwayne. You go to bed, Todd. Got to put the kids to bed. Got to watch this tomorrow. Like your stuff, MFer. You got a new sub. Make up for the others. Hell yeah, Todd. Thanks. Welcome aboard, brother. Thank you very much for being here, Chief. I appreciate you, man. That's very, very kind of you. Very kind of you. So Kristi Noem got fired. I don't even, it's just such a clown show. I'm going to keep watching. I'm going to keep watching this series of America, the reality show. But yeah, it's just, I don't know. It's maybe I'm not being sympathetic enough. Maybe it's just, maybe I should be more empathetic to the fact that this is hard. But I honestly, I don't really even understand the counter arguments. To me, the counter arguments are literally just like, we're just going to do whatever we want. And like there isn't really even a strong counter argument as to what the war is about. It's just that they say death to America and we can't let them have a nuclear weapon. I thought that's what the fucking bombing was for. That's why we bombed them last year. It's to bomb the nuclear facilities. Now we have to topple the regime? Really? You expect us to buy that? We're not, we don't have our heads down. We're not uneducated about this stuff anymore. We know the score. Oh, it's about oil and Russia and Iran. Is it? Or Russia and China? No, it isn't. Was that one for S.H.I.E.L.D. or Hydra? Yeah. All right, folks. Well, that's going to do it for this bonus episode of the MFer podcast. I thank you very much for watching today, folks. All your MAGA friends have been very quiet lately. You know what? That's actually good. If they're not trying to cope, if they're not trying to, if they're not trusting the plan loudly, that's actually good. That means they're getting closer to accepting the reality. It's going to be hard for a lot of people. It's not easy for me. I held on for a while. I held on for a long time. I think it might have really been this war that broke me permanently or completely, let's say. Sorry, Sentient Dodo. Please don't report me, okay? I don't want Laura Loomer to come fucking stalk me. I don't want her up my ass. That's a scary looking woman. What was I saying? Oh yeah. Yeah, maybe I don't know. It wasn't easy. It wasn't easy, but it's the truth. I don't even know what you need to see. I don't know what other vectors of information you would need to acquire to see that this is exactly what it looks like. It's a rug pull. We got sold out. It's a sham. Sorry to be the one who told you, but this is the truth. Yeah, they cheered for the war pretty loudly. Yeah, they're fucking idiots. People cheered for Iraq, too. I don't know. All right, folks. Anyway, that's going to do it for me. Thank you so much for watching this episode of the MFer Podcast. I should have another video out. Let's hope tomorrow, most likely Saturday or Sunday. But keep an eye out for it. I think it's going to be fun. I think it's going to be good. Nick Fuentes derangement syndrome is the subject. So I hope you guys will appreciate it. And, yeah, an old familiar face is going to get raked for being a fuck on Twitter. Completely unprompted. Couldn't fucking believe this guy. Anyway, folks, I appreciate you watching. Like, subscribe. You know what? Please share with your friends, actually. If you think any of this content is worth sharing with your friends or on social media or whatever, please do it. Because the last video I did, all the metrics were good. The click-through rate, all that stuff, but the impressions, the amount of people that even had the potential to see it, very low. Last I checked, it was like under 1,000. Unless all 1,000 people watched, you know what I mean? And that's just not how YouTube works, so do me a solid, man. If I put out something that you like, please. I mean, Papa Cotton's great about that, but, it would really help. It really helped. I mean, apparently YouTube loves, traffic from other websites, so I would appreciate this. Play this as my outro. Oh, the Kurt Metzger song?
Hell yeah.
Actually, I will. I absolutely will. Yeah, I will. Give me 1 second. I just have to make a new window thing. Oh, I'm here. Actually, I can't do it right now. Okay, I will play it though. I will figure it out. All right, this is actually pretty sick. I hope I don't get copyright claim for it, but I don't think I will. But this is actually pretty great. Where are you? Yeah, this is great. This is Kurt Metzger. I really like this.
You ready to burn these Epstein files? Hell yeah. Let's do it. Watch it go up. That's it. Gone forever. Good job, guys. I couldn't ask for better bitches. Thanks, BB.
Burning devotion, hide all the sins. Pizza parties buried, beef jerky wins. Hide all the names of the pedos involved. Two loyal Boy Scout Shabbos tasks to resolve. And pay to surrender. Call it a Sunday and fed you our poop. Cower and hide, our hands are still tied. And we're shabos like the goy. Bluster and hype, no action inside. A guy who likes dong, shaved Donkey Kong. And we're shabos like the goy. Back on my podcast, blowing hot air. Rant about liberals, pretending I care. Trade a Brigitte, the failure's complete. Herald and come off of the pedal lead. Squat over my head, squeeze out a kipper. MK Ultra, no escape from the gripper. Chill in the office, this job is a bore. Fly to the gigs when my beard is on tour. Can't find my FBI patches, won't deplane till I've got 'em. Harky party with the guys, like a real power bottom. Fuck Candace Owens. We talked a good game, but deliver jack shit. Same corrupt crew, flip switches for Jews, and we're shambles like the goy. FBI jet, got no regrets, corrupt as it gets. Dave is upset, and we're shambles like the goy. Shambles like the goy.